Hello, hello, Bethany here from Just Be Scrappin'. Welcome. It's been a while since I've done a video, so bear with me because, because I'm not sure if I remember how to do this. We'll see if I can keep it all in focus would be my main goal. Today I'm going to share with you a mini kit that I put together for my daughter's birthday party. She turned 5, and for her party we let her invite 3 friends along with her sister and her 2 cousins. And so I gave her some suggestions on things to do. I said we could do a dance competition with the Wii. We could do regular birthday party games, or we could do a craft. And she is my little scrapbooker, so she of course picked a craft and specifically asked for a mini book. So that's what I went with. So I got in my room to figure out what I had on hand. And so I tried to come up with something really easy. It doesn't look easy with all the pieces scattered about, but it went together fairly quickly. Other than the die cutting part, that took some time, and I did all that ahead of time. And then I assembled each of the books for the girls ahead of time too, because I wanted them to concentrate on decorating, not putting it together. And I didn't know if they could handle that. The girls' age were from 4 to about 8, and even the 8-year-olds I thought it might be too much for. So what I started with is this vintage cabinet card die. This is a Tim Holtz die. It's a Sizzix die. I did 8 kits, and each kit had 8 pages. So that was a lot of die cutting on my end. I went ahead and added all the holes with my cinch. And then I put, I went ahead and bound all the books. I decided on how the papers go in order. Not all the pages are the same, but they're all from the same collection. So they all have this color scheme. So that made it a little easier for me with the rest of the embellishments, because all I had to do was just match to the paper, and they all matched the books. So I went ahead and bound the book. I also have a charm that I added. It says thank you, and then there's a little smiley face. That goes on the binding, and then that binding goes on the book. And I did all of that ahead of time. So this part was already done for the girls. The other part I did ahead of time too was the faux ribbon closure. I say faux because it's not real. Last year my daughter's school was collecting the pop tabs. They're no longer doing that this year. I guess it was just too much. So I have an excessive amount of them now, and I thought, you know what, I'll just recycle, because I'm all about recycling. So I took a ribbon, and I took this little pearl brad, stuffed that in here, got it all secured down with glue dots and whatnot, and then essentially made a little ribbon closure. And that sits on the front cover, so that part of the cover was already done for them as well. And it just wraps around it like this. Of course, I hid the ends of it. The other pieces on the cover that they got to decide on, I gave them each a yellow skeleton leaf, an orange sheer ribbon flower, and then a little plastic butterfly. And I let them decide how they wanted those 3 pieces on there, but that was essentially the cover of the book. The next part of the book are the actual pages inside. Now this would have worked better had I had like a double-sided pattern paper. I did not, and I didn't think about it ahead of time because I was just excited to get this out of my stash. It's been in there for a while. And the girls liked it because it was bright, colorful, you know, got them lots of glitter. So the way I set up the pages is on this spot where it's a little bit blank, I used just a square punch and punched some textured cardstock in the colors that match my collection. And then that square fits nicely into that blank spot. I also used my scallops punch and punched out some extra colored pieces to go along with that, excuse me, that solid square. The next thing I decided on was to add some extra color and some shine. So I gave them each 3 large circle sequins, and there's enough in the package and their kit to go on all of the pages, all 3 colors to go on all of the pages in their book. And then I stamped out some sentiments and then punched them with different punches and whatnot. And so they have a way to add some sentiments to their books. That one says always loved. This one says seek and learn. There's an arrow that doesn't have anything on it. There's another that says totally real. Today. Remember this day. The happy moments, and then the last one that says fabulous. Also for their pages, I gave them each 3 gems that they could use on separate pages or all on one, didn't matter. And then they had 3 paper clips that they could put wherever they wanted throughout their book as well. So that's how their pages were set up. Now you might be wondering on this page what I did. I stamped journaling lines and then used that same square punch. That fits on that page. That's what I did there, because some of these pages are kind of crazy. But I also wanted them to have a spot to record their own memories, because I think it's important for them to start learning what makes them happy. And birthday parties are always a fun time. So that was the other page, the other side of the page. Now the last page is the only page that's a little different. It doesn't have the journaling spot. It actually got a little miniature square envelope. The reason for this is I thought, this is a mini book. It's supposed to document a memory. Yes, I have journaling so they can write their stuff down, but it'd be really cool to have a picture. So what I did is when my daughter was opening the gift from their friend, that friend got to go center stage with them as she was opening the gift, and I took a picture of them. And then because I love Instagram, I filtered it through my Instagram to give me that little square, that small square size, printed it off, and then punched it out with a similar smaller square punch, and it fits right in this pocket. So that was the other thing I did for their book. And then I suggested that they take the little tab die that I punched out and use it as a closure for that little mini envelope, just because it kind of has a hard time staying shut. Also for this last page, it has one more element to it, is this little, I think it's like a little label thing from Martha Stewart. I added a very, very old product. A lot of you might remember these little wide staples that have either words or like a little die cut out of it. Yeah, I used that. And I think it turned out really cute. Gives it a little extra on this page, a little more color, because they only came in blue. And then on the back, it also gives them a spot to sign their book, because I think it's important to sign all of our handcrafted items. So another thing that went into this envelope, I'm not very good at etiquette. I do try to send thank you notes, but I'm not very good at it, and I have not done a very good job teaching my girls this. But I'm conscious of this fact, so maybe eventually I'll change. But I made ahead of time little thank you cards, and then with each of the girls' names inside. And then this will also fit into their little envelope. So essentially they did get a thank you, just not in the mail. And the last piece that I included in each of their kit is this little sticker sheet that has all the letters and then some numbers on it. This is a Tim Holtz product, comes in a package of 6. I just took the package apart and then ripped out each sheet individually and added it to their kit. But that way they could spell what they wanted to spell, maybe put the date, their name, whatever, it didn't matter to me. It made for a really fun, cute kit. This is also really good for those of us that have lots of stuff in our stash that's not being used. It's a great way to use it, and it's a great way to teach our kids the importance of documenting life right now, because life changes so fast and it's hard to keep up with it. And I think it's good for them to learn, as I mentioned earlier, what makes them happy, so that they can repeat moments like that. So also I think this is a really good take-home gift. Every party, you kind of leave with like a little goodie bag or something that, has a bunch of crappy toys that get thrown in the trash 2 weeks later. I think this is a better way to utilize my own money and obviously my product. I think the girls really enjoyed the project, and I think that they'll be happy with their books for a long time to come, because they actually got to make them, and they have that picture in there and the thank you card in there, so it means more. So anyway, just my take on it, but I hope you like this. I hope you're inspired, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.